So the first thing that we are going to start talking about is, in order to promote, you have to set a goal in order to promote. You can sit there all day long and say, I'm going to go diamond, I'm going to go emerald, I'm going to go double, and shout it out there left and right. But number one, you have to believe that you're going to pull off that promotion. When you shout out a goal, a lot of times we'll say hey, what promotion are you going for? And everyone's like, diamond, double, triple, presidential, ambassador, tomorrow. You have all these goals that you want to do, but yet you're not taking the initiative to get there, or you don't have the right mindset for that promotion, or you're not truly believing that where you're setting your mind to is where you're going. So right now, I want y'all to share with me what goal that you have by the end of March. I want to know where you're going, what promotion you have. So share it in the chat so I can know where your heart is set at the beginning of this Zoom. I want to know what you're thinking that you are capable of pulling off by March 31st, 2019. And we're going to talk about that all for a second. Diamond, ruby. I love it. All of you have so many freaking goals, and I love it. So with that being said, I'm going to start with diamond, because diamond was probably the biggest promotion for me. Ruby meant the most, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm making $500. Holy heck. But diamond was just the biggest promotion for my mind. I think when I went diamond, I truly realized what I had my hands on, and I went diamond in 5 months, which is pretty fast. But in the process of going diamond, I just had my heart set on diamond from day one. Every day people would ask me, what are you doing? I'm going diamond. What are you doing? What are you working on? Going diamond. All my posts at the end, I'm going diamond and get a $10,000 bonus. Because when I joined, there was a $10,000 bonus, or you could get the $5,000 bonus if you took longer than 3 months. And so, at the end of every post, I was saying, I'm going diamond, I'm getting a $10,000 bonus. I was talking about it to every potential distributor I had. I had no story to tell. I had not earned any bonuses by that point, except for the Ruby bonus, which is $500. And I knew that by sharing where I was going and being a visionary, everyone that was not on my team that was watching me would be watching where I was going. They want to know what you're doing, what your plans are. Because think about this. You may have done this with your leader that you enrolled under, but they sat there and told you since day one, I'm going to earn this bonus. I'm going to go here. I'm going to get this. I'm going to do this. And then they actually did it. And you said, okay, she did it, I'm going to do it now. I mean, how many of y'all did that? How many of you joined because your leader promoted and you wanted to be where they were? Is that any of you? I'm just curious to see if you were watching your leader and they promoted and you were like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna join now because she's promoting. Yeah. So with that being said, when you're casting a vision, think about how many people are on your social media that need money so badly. They are willing to do anything to make money, and they see someone on their Facebook posting about where they're going. They're like, oh my gosh, she's about to earn a $10,000 bonus. How the heck is she going to earn a $10,000 bonus? What is she doing? What business is she a part of? And then, they see you earning that $10,000 bonus, and then they're like, oh my gosh, she earned the bonus. Whatever bonus it is, no matter how big or small, people find promise in that. They find promise in the fact that you're shouting out a goal and you're going to get there. So I want you right now, if you sit there and you honestly can say, I'm going diamond March 2019 and there's nothing getting me, nothing is stopping me, think about how much farther you're going to go if you shout out the goal and you do everything that you can to get there, or shout out the goal and not do anything to get there. There's a big, huge difference. So right now, on a piece of paper, we did this last time on our new distributor training, I really want you to write down your goal of where you're going and what you're going to do to get there. What are you going to give up? Are you going to give up going out with your friends every night? Are you going to give up, hanging out with your boyfriend every single day for 5 hours? What are you going to sacrifice in order to get to your goals? What are you going to, put out there and believe and think and do in order to reach that promotion and that bonus? How much does it mean to you to reach whatever goal you're going for? Maybe you're going for Ruby right now and you're looking for that $1,000 guarantee bonus. How much would that $1,000 guarantee bonus change your life if you just decided that nothing was going to come in the way of that? So with that mindset coming along with that, you seriously have to watch personal development. I never ever believed in personal development. I didn't give a crap about it. I didn't care about it. I didn't think that it was actually true because I thought that my mindset was pretty strong. Every single person on this Zoom has a brain, which has a mind, and your mind controls a lot. This business is 90% mindset, 10% work. So if you're waking up every day and you don't feel good about your business, or you feel discouraged, do you think you're going to actually produce good results? Do you think when you're messaging somebody and you have a really crappy mindset that you're going to enroll customers, or you're going to enroll good distributors, or you're going to post well? When your mindset is whack, your posts suck. Your messages suck. Your conversations suck. Everything is not good when your mindset is negative, because then everything feels bad. You feel bad about your business. You feel bad about your team. You feel bad about the people you're talking to. You feel bad about the posts that you're giving out there, because you're not putting out there positive things. So I want you to write down the things that you're willing to give up, the things you're willing to do, the things that you want so badly that you're not willing to let distractions or things get in the way, or things to stop you, because where you're going is too important to you to let anything get in your way. And I want you to think about this. When I was going triple has so far been the hardest promotion that I've ever had to do. And every single month I had stuff happening to me left and right. Like, you guys, I kid you not. I mean, I want you, if you were promoting, tell me during promotion month what has happened to you. Like, tell me some things that happened to you while you were promoting, and you're like, you know what, God, I see you. The devil is working on me. I got blocked from my actual text messaging for 7 days. Okay, 7 freaking days while I was going triple. I couldn't text anybody. I couldn't receive text messages. That happened. I got super sick. I had to take my computer around every single place that I went to. Cheyenne's bank account got hacked when she was going diamond, and like, all this stuff happens, guys. Think about this. I think about it too with conference. When we were all going to conference, there were like 4,000 people that couldn't get to conference because of weather. That's a lot of people that missed out on going conference because they couldn't get there because of weather. It seemed like, and I mean, we had girls on our team that got in car accidents going to conference. We had people, all their flights kept getting canceled back to back to back. We had 150 people coming from Germany who couldn't make it at all because there was nowhere for them to land internationally. Like, there was so much going on that it was the devil blocking them from getting to where they were going. The moment that you're going for something good, it feels like every single thing falls apart. All of it. You'll feel like one thing breaks, one person quits. I mean, when I was going triple on the last week of the month, I had 2 400 boxes quit. That means I had 2 of those boxes on my charts quit and cancel their account, and I lost all the volume that was underneath them for my promotion. So I want you to think about this. When you feel like someone quit on your team, or someone left, or you had a bunch of potentials that were supposed to sign up today and they said no, or they ignored you, or you get blocked from texting, or you get blocked from this, or something happens in your family, or your boyfriend breaks up with you, or whatever happens, those are all distractions to keep you from where you're going. And every single time something happens like that, I remember telling this to Cheyenne when she was promoting, and I don't even remember what happened. And I texted her and I was like, you can either cry about it and you can throw the biggest fit ever, or you can put on your big girl pants and you can make it happen. You can decide right now that you're either going to go left or right. Left is let it take over and let it keep you from where you're going. Or you can go right and you can go to where you're going and you can reach the goal, because it doesn't matter what comes in between that, you're making it happen. And that's what I mean when it comes to deciding. On the 1st of October, when I said I was going double diamond, no, presidential. When I said I was going presidential diamond October 1st, you guys, I decided. I texted Courtney Bohr, which is one of our uplines, and I said, I am going presidential diamond this month over hell or high water. I had so much stuff happen to me that month, so much crap that I don't even remember because I tried to put it out of my head, but it felt like every other day something wrong, something happened, something this. And every single day, I told myself, and I say this all the time, you have plan A, which is promote, or you have plan B, which is die. There is no other option than to promote. There is no plan B, ever. No plan B. Because if you tell yourself there's a plan B, you're going to always choose plan B because it's easier. And I always say, when you sit there and you're saying all of this stuff as to how it can't happen, or you're letting all of these things get in your way of where you're going, you're never going to make it. And if you sit there and say, oh, well, I always act like they're going to take that promotion away from me and that I can never go double diamond or never go ruby or never go emerald because they're going to take it away and it's gone. And I always say too, if you're not going to reach that promotion this month, it's going to be that much farther away next month. because you're going to have people's orders decline. You're going to have credit cards decline. You're going to have people change their orders to smaller orders. So every single time I'm promoting and I maybe get discouraged, or I wake up and I don't want to do anything, or I had a ton of people tell me no, and I'm just really not feeling it, I sit there and think, Cheyenne, you're going to be so much farther the next month. You're going to be so much farther next month if you don't make it happen. And every single time I tell myself that, my stomach hurts. I start getting really sweaty. I start having to fan myself and like, okay, let's go. We're doing it. Like, you just got to get yourself that pep talk, because guys, it is not always rainbows and butterflies. Every promotion is not ever going to be easy, ever. But good Lord Almighty, it's worth it. The people's life that you're going to change on your team, the amount of people that are going to text you when commissions post out on the 8th and they're like, holy crap, like I joined this for a few $100 and I just made $1,000, or I just paid for my groceries. Like, that is the most incredible feeling, because it's not about you anymore. So when you're promoting, if you can't do it for yourself, do it for your freaking team. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for your kids. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for your why. That's why we have it. That's why we have our whys in the first place. It's because it's never a good idea to give up on something that you joined this business for. Whether it's your student loans, or your family, or your kids, or your car, or for you, or your health and wellness, or whatever the heck it is, you made that why. Because in times like this, when I have my distributors text me and they're like, hey, I'm feeling really discouraged and I don't think this promotion is going to happen, or I don't think I can pull this off, or I don't, I have 4 days left in the month and I don't think I can do this. Okay. So you can either sit there and continue saying, I don't think I can do this, or you can make it happen. No in between. There's no other option. There's a yes or there's a no. And I'm pretty sure that you'd rather take the yes road, because that means more money. That means more lives changed. That means all the potentials that have been watching you, that have been really, really wanting to join this business, are going to, because you said that you were going to go somewhere and you did it. You said you were going to earn that $10,000 bonus and you did. That's what people need in this business, is they need trust. A lot of you ask me like, well, what's your secret to enrolling distributors? I put it out there and I make it happen. I show them that this business can change your life, and I change my own life. And through that, they see that and they want that too. I show them I'm going to earn a bonus. They see me earn that bonus. So I'm not just fulfilling, I'm not just saying, false promises of saying, I'm going here, I'm doing this, and they watch me not do it. So those are just things that I want you to understand, of just making the decision to do it, to decide you're promoting, to say, over hell of water, I'm promoting to this rank because it's going to change my life. And I'm doing it for my team, and I'm doing it for whatever my why is, and I'm going to make it happen. Or I'm going to sit back. I mean, if you've been in this a while and you've been shooting for a promotion every single month, does it not feel so freaking crappy at the end of the month when you look at your e-suite and it still says the rank before? And every month you have to wake up and say, okay, I'm going to do it this month. I'm going to do it this month. And then something else happens and you're like, all right, next month. Does that not get old? I know it does, because that was me. I pushed for Double Diamond for 11 months, you guys. 11 months. I was like, okay, going double. September 2018, going double. May 2018, going double again. December, we're still going double. Like, every single month, I was like, this is it. This is the one. And then something would happen. I'm like, okay, next month, we'll try again later. Okay, trying again and again and again. No. That gets so old, and people see that and they're like, oh my gosh, like, she's trying again. Here we go. Let's see if she does it. And then you do it. And then not only you feel like a complete badass, but everyone on your social media is like, oh my gosh, she did it. And then they join you, and then your team sees that and they see that you did it, and they're like, oh, I can do it too. Like, the momentum that it brings when you promote, because then everyone's like, oh my God, my leader promoted. Like, I want to promote. And then they promote, and then their team's like, oh my God, they promoted. I want to promote. And then everyone has FOMO. So then you all have FOMO and you're all promoting, and then you just have all these people making money. It's like literally just a ripple effect of people wanting to be rich and changing lives, and that's the best feeling in the world. So the next thing that I'm going to say is, you can't go anywhere without a goal. So yes, like I said, you'll all shout out your goal on here. But if your team doesn't have a goal, so say, I'm going, last rank I got, it's ambassador. We're going ambassador. If I keep saying I'm going ambassador and I'm not helping any of my team, like, hey, how is this promotion going? Or, hey, like, do you have your charts out? Even all the way down to the rubies. Like, there's a lot of people. But if I didn't do that and I didn't reach out to my team and say, this is where you're going, or this is the chart you need to have out, or this is, the promotion you have to have, I would be the only one knowing where I'm going. And I'm like, okay, everybody ready? And everyone's like, what the heck are we doing? Where are we going? You have to be the conductor. You're the leader of your train. You're the captain of your ship. Be the captain of your ship, you guys. Get your team going with you. Get them their goals. Get them their promotions, because we are not anything without our teams. And, you know, some people would look at that on the outside and be like, oh, that's the description of a pyramid scheme. No, our company is set up to where we are not successful unless our teams are successful. We have a bunch of, I mean, I think with Ambassador before this new chart, I don't even know what it was, but it's like 300 and something promotions on your team. That's a lot of freaking promotions, you guys. But if I wouldn't have told every single person where they're going, I wouldn't know where I'm going, because you cannot get to where you're going without your team going with you. So tomorrow, you are going to wake up, write this down, because if you forget to do it, you're not going anywhere, and your ship is going to be stuck, anchored on the bottom of the ocean, because you're not going anywhere. You have to get out goals for your team. So if you're Emerald, you have to have 2 people to go Ruby. So you better find those 2 people that are going Ruby, send them a Ruby chart, fill it with their people, and say, hey, every time you enroll a customer, you're going to place it between these 3 distributors. If you're going Diamond and you have your Emerald has to know where they're going. They have to have their chart printed out. If you are on this Zoom right now and you posted in this chat that you were promoting and you don't have your chart printed out, you are not promoting. You have to know where you're going and where you're placing and what you're doing and what you're working towards. If you don't have that, you're like driving around with no GPS system on. You're like trying to travel across the country, taking all the back roads because you don't know where the hell you're going. The chart is literally like a roadmap. You have your chart, you have the boxes, you have the people, and you have to know where you're placing customers and you're placing distributors. And at the same time, I don't know about you, but when I see a chart filled with empty boxes and a few highlighted boxes, I want to highlight them all. I get so freaking excited to whip out my highlighter and highlight a box because I got it done. Who else? Like, who else feels so freaking pumped when you get to highlight a box or erase the volume down to get it down a little bit more? Or every time you get to take that number of how far you are away from a promotion and subtract stuff from it? That's what motivates me. So it may, you know, it's also a roadmap of where you're going and what you're doing and what you're putting in those boxes. But it's also, wow, I have a lot more work to do. And I have to highlight these boxes, and I need to highlight stuff and erase stuff and change stuff because I'm going wherever this chart is taking me to go. So tomorrow, you're going to text every person on your team and tell them where they are going. Even if they're a 400 box, get them a Ruby chart out and show them where they are going, because that's not only going to help your volume, that's going to help your team promote, that's going to help more people be excited, and more people have a direction. I mean, think about this. If you enroll 10 people, and you're like, hey, like, go do some posts, go message some people, go get some customers. If you didn't tell them where you were going, like, you don't know where they're going, right? They don't know where they're going. They don't know if they're going to promote. They don't know if they're going to get their boxes full. They don't know what any of that is because you're not giving them a roadmap of where they're supposed to go. So that's the biggest thing, is not only making sure you know where you're going, you have your charts out, you have your steps to success out, you have your papers out, you have all your stuff out that you're ready to do, ready to go. And your team does too. Because it doesn't matter if you know where you're going. It doesn't matter if you have your promotion ready. It doesn't matter if you're charted. If your team isn't going with you, you're not going anywhere. The next thing too, in order to get your cup filled up, in order to have your mind right, in order to be ready for these promotions, you have to show up. You have to get on Zooms. You have to get on work Zooms. You have to get on these Sunday trainings, because I kid you not, every single Zoom I've ever done with a top leader, I have taken away at least one thing that has changed my business. Whether it's a Christy Christensen move where she told us to stop asking budget, and it changed all of our lives because we stopped asking budget. There was a Zoom with, I don't even remember. They always give certain tips and certain things and certain ways to change your business, because if you think about it, we get into routines as human beings. We don't like change. We do the same thing every single day. You get up, you go to work, you put on your outfit, you brush your teeth, you comb your hair, you drive to work, you go to work, you come home, you make dinner. We do the same thing every day, and we find promise in that. So think about if all those times that you've had a friend that, you know, started doing something different, like they ordered a BoxyCharm and you ordered a BoxyCharm, and then you stopped going to Ulta and you started wearing certain makeup, like certain things that other people do changes up what you do, and a lot of times it makes it better. That's why they say the 5 people that you're surrounded by is exactly what you are. So if you surround yourself by 5 people that are the best people ever, they're going to be adding things to your life that make you better. So it's the same thing of getting on our team Zooms, surrounding yourself by people that are like-minded, that have the same goals as you, that are working towards the same things, And every time someone's going to share something with you that's going to change your business, that's going to allow you to promote, that's going to allow you to do certain things. And that's huge, you guys. If you didn't get on Zooms, you're not going to, I mean, I love it because a lot of times, you know, we're not coworkers. We don't all go to work together and show up and sit in our little cubicles 9 to 5 and talk to each other every single day. This is our cubicle. Like, this is where we work, and this is where we sit together and we laugh and we listen to music and we work together and we answer questions and we learn from each other. This is the only like face-to-face aspect that we get. And a lot of times, you know, I've sit in my house all day, or, you know, even when I was going to school and doing all of that, like, I loved coming home and getting on a work Zoom with the people that I was excited to be with, that motivated me, that I knew cared about me, that were cheering me on, shouting me out. That's where I wanted to be. Because this is your girl gang, and this is where the fun happens, and this is where you're going to learn and get better and continue to grow. So that's the biggest thing, is getting on our trainings and making sure that your team understands the importance of showing up too. It's frustrating when you can't get your team to show up to Zooms, but the number one thing is, if you're not getting on the trainings, neither will they. If you're not getting on the Sunday Zooms and they never see your name on there, your team isn't going to show up. If you're not ever getting on the work Zooms, why would they? Because they look up to you. And you are the leader of your ship, and you're the captain of your ship. And if they're not showing up, your ship isn't going anywhere, because you aren't either, because you're not showing up. Every day, I think that I want to start, you know, sharing goals with y'all of what I'm doing every single day. But if you don't have a daily goal of how many people you want to reach out to, how many times you want to post, and getting that kind of goal list out, you're not going to really be motivated to do anything. So if you have your goals out of like, okay, I'm going to go message, you know, even if they're short-term goals, like I do this, I'm like, I'm going to go message 30 people and I'm not going to get up until I do it. Or I'm going to go type out my caption and make my post, and then I'm going to go follow 100 people. If I don't do stuff like that throughout the day, I don't get anything done, because I'm not making goals for myself to achieve something. Because especially if you're super busy, it's easier to be intentional with your time, because you know, I have 30 minutes to get all this work done before I have to go to work, or before I have to go to class, or whatever it is. So be super intentional about your time, of what you're doing and how you're doing it, because you can waste a lot of time. Like, I remember when I stopped going to school and I was able to sit at home and work my business, I was getting absolutely nothing done, because I was like, oh my God, I have a whole 24 hours to do all this stuff. And then I would go to bed and I'm like, oh no, I didn't do anything, because I wasn't intentional. And it took a lot of time for me to transition, to be able to figure out, okay, this is where I need to do, this is where I need to go, and this is how I'm going to get there. So start making daily goals for yourself, for you to sit there and achieve them, and start working super, super hard to make sure that every single night when you go to bed, you're like, okay, I worked my butt off today and I got everything done that I needed to do. Even if you're a visual person and you need to make a checklist, or you need to make a list, that's what I did when I first got started, until it kind of becomes habit. But that's definitely 100% needed as daily goals. So this is a huge thing that it's hard to understand when you first get started. It's more of something that you understand as you're promoting. But first and foremost, you guys, is when you're promoting, you cannot work like you did when you first got started and you were trying to get your first 4 customers. You can't work like you're a 400 box. You can't work like you're barely trying to make any money with this. I'm going to tell y'all stuff that you're going to be like, oh, wow. So if you went to work today, so think of your boss's name. Holy crap, Morgan. I can't in the push chat, girl. If you are working, so think of your boss's name. Say, you know what, Joe, I'm going to come to work today, and I'm going to, you walk into his office and you're like, I'm not going to work any harder. I'm going to go home later. I'm going to go home earlier, and I'm going to come in later. And I'm not going to change how I'm working. I'm not going to up anything, but I want you to give me a $500 raise. And I want you to give me 2 weeks of paid vacation. And then after that, I want a $1,000 bonus for Christmas. What do you think he's going to say? You're fired. He's going to be like, haha, that's so funny. Yeah, right. Guys, if you're wanting to get paid more, if you're wanting to reach a certain bonus or reach a certain pay, you have to feel comfortable with walking up to our CEO and saying, hey, Mark, write me a $500 check. Write me a $10,000 check. You have to work that hard in order to achieve that, because if everyone did it and it was so easy and you could just not do anything and get all this money, don't you think everyone would do it? I mean, who wouldn't? So I want you to think about that every single time you're not putting in the work that a Ruby takes. You know, maybe you're wanting to go diamond and you're working like an executive. That's not going to work. The work of a diamond gets paid like a diamond. That's showing up every day, getting on those Zoom trainings, you know, messaging as many people as you can, following as many people as you can, following up, asking your leader, getting on trainings, talking to people, starting new conversations, being excited. You cannot work like an executive and get paid like a diamond. You can't work like a Ruby and get paid like a triple. Each rank comes more responsibility and more work, but you get paid more. It's worth it. It's more worth it because you're able to put in more work but get paid more for it. So I want you to keep that in mind. Every time you're like, oh my gosh, or you get your paycheck and you're like, oh my gosh, this is only $200. Well, did you work, you know, as hard as you could have in order to grow that paycheck, in order to go diamond or go emerald or whatever it is? Did you work that hard? Like, would you feel confident going up to Mark right now and saying, hey, Mark, like, I need you to write me a $1,200 paycheck because I'm going emerald. I would love for Mark to come over my shoulder and say, hey, Mark, I'm going ambassador. And I've worked so hard. I'd like you to write me a $36,000 paycheck. And him to be like, heck yeah, Cheyenne, like, you've worked hard for it. That's what I want to feel. So if you're going Ruby and you want that $500 paycheck, work as hard as you can to get that $500 paycheck where you're able to walk up to your boss and say, hey, write me a check for $599 and not feel guilty about it. Right? That's what you want to feel. You want to feel like when you go up to somebody, you're like, hey, like, I worked so hard for this bonus. Like, write me the check, man. Because that's how you want to feel. So I want y'all to keep that in mind every single day that you're working. Am I working like I could earn a $1,000 bonus? Am I working like I could get a $3,000 paycheck? Because if you are, then you're going to earn that bonus. If you confidently feel like you're putting in the work, it's going to come together. But if you're not and you kind of feel guilty about it when you're going to bed at night, that you're not putting in the work that you should be, wake up the next day and work 10 times harder and keep that up. So we kind of already talked on this, but the biggest things right now for the last, I guess, 4 days left in the month is there's going to be a ton of distractions. You're going to have a ton of people, you know, telling you no, or people not responding to your messages, or distributors maybe not texting you back like you want them to because you need them to work in order to reach your rank. Distractions are going to happen. It's how you handle them and how you come up with solutions in order to get past them. You cannot let these things get in the way of where you're going, especially if you're super close to a promotion. Guys, I have seen some ridiculous amounts of stuff pulled in on the last few days of the month. When I went diamond, I pulled in 900 group volume on the last day of the month to go diamond because I was not missing that promotion at all. Like, it was happening over hell or high water. Like I said, it was plan A, promote, plan B, or die. So, you know, I want you to keep in mind that things are going to happen. People are going to tell you no. People are going to ignore your messages, and people that you thought truly were going to sign up are probably not. You're going to find new people, and you're going to find people that are ready to say yes and are ready to enroll, and people that are excited about what you're doing, and you have to be excited about what you're doing. So if you have your heart set on a promotion right now, go do it. Go make it happen, because it's going to be that much farther next month, and you're going to be like, you have to just do it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be stressful. You're probably going to cry. I've taken a ton of stress baths. I've had a lot of emotional breakdowns before. It's okay. But I want you to keep in mind that it's going to happen, and you just have to be ready for it and ready to take it on full force and just make a solution and get through it. So one of the biggest things, too, that we're going to talk about right now is upselling. So when you're talking to people and you're talking to customers and you're trying to get people to order, if you're signing people up, like a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, I sign up customers for them. I get their information. I sign it up through eSuite because I want to be in control. I want to place the order myself. I want to make sure it's done right. I want to make sure it's done through my website, because a lot of times you send people steps, they do it wrong, and they're like, hey, I ordered, and the screenshot isn't right, and then you have a freaking heart attack because you're so angry because they ordered wrong. So I always place my orders for them. With that, what I do is I go ahead and get their information. I go to place it in my eSuite, and is Kayla still on here? Kayla, if you are, will you unmute yourself? Because this is actually Kayla's tip, and she can say it better than me because she does this.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, she is.
Can you all hear me?
I just want you to share your cleanse upselling tips and like how you upsell.
Okay, so hold on, let me get back to the. Okay, so last month, I went double. So like this helped me a lot, like honestly push for obviously that promotion because I pulled in about, I mean, a little over probably 3,000 in volume in the past or the like last 5 days. But I was texting people to put up a host post for Thermophyte X and stuff. And then like I'd message them off the host post. But then I would send them this, and I know we've posted this in our Boss Tribes chat too. So you can probably find it in there after. But if it's weight loss, or if it's not weight loss, I always like suggest, this is for upselling, suggest a product that's going to complement the products that they're getting already. So like if they're getting cleanser, maybe throw in toner because it'll help with, I don't know. But I always, so I, like Shay was saying, like I get their info and everything. And after I get their info, I like immediately send this message because they have their phone in their hand. They obviously like whatever are going to read it. So it says, great. Would you like to add a 2-day cleanse for an extra discounted rate at $36 to kind of kickstart your weight loss journey with the new product? And then I say a little like description about the cleanse, and I'm like, you would be saving about $90 total. What do you say? And like, honestly, 90% of the time they're like, yeah, let's add it. It sounds awesome. So just always like I said, like if you're selling skincare or something, always add, like always do this. There's no reason like you shouldn't, because like we were saying earlier, like you don't know how much money like people have and stuff like that. So yeah always
exactly. Yeah, exactly. You never know how much money people are willing to spend, especially when it's on weight loss, you guys. I mean, a lot of people are like, I am willing to do whatever it takes to lose weight. So if you're giving them the triple threat and you're like, hey, like it would also be great for you to throw in this cleanse. And another way to word it too, something that I've been trying that's been working really well, that I need to type up and message and post it in the chat. But I'm like, hey, oh my gosh, like an exclusive deal just popped up for you. And you literally get the cleanse for just $36 extra. Do you want that? So they think it's a special deal because it just popped up, kind of like the Mocha Dreams. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but if your customers sign up through the website, on the very end, it pops up a special exclusive deal for 20 minutes, and they can add Mocha Dreams, which is keto coffee and chocolate greens, for $49. So it's kind of the same thing that we're doing, but we're just saying on our eSuite, like, oh my gosh, like you just had an exclusive deal pop up. It's only $36 extra for the cleanse. It does this, this, and this. Would you want it? So if you're doing skincare, you can also say like, oh my gosh, this special deal just popped up for the toner or for our collagen or whatever, and say the price of it. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, oh yeah, that sounds great. Go ahead and throw it in, because they think it's an exclusive offer. And then they're going to fall in love and be super thankful that you did that. So keep that in mind every time, because the worst thing they're going to do is say no. For the longest time, I was so afraid to upsell because I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to get overwhelmed and they're going to say no. But you've already told them the price of what it is, and this one's just extra. So they're going to be like, oh yeah, like, no, I'm okay, thank you. And you place the order for whatever else you were talking to them about. So that's a big thing. And then 2, if they don't want you to sign them up and you send them the steps for something, I always say, like, go ahead and look around and see if you see anything else that you might want to try, and you can go ahead and add that to your cart. Excuse me, I turned a 30 BV order into a 126 BV order the other day for doing that and saying that. And they're like, oh, I just looked around and found this other stuff that I wanted. I didn't know y'all had this, this, and this. Because we have so many products, it's hard to be like, we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this. So we always just say our most popular products. So kind of the products that we don't share a lot don't really get a lot of interaction because we don't talk about them. So always make sure you're giving your customers the option to do that. So I have another girl, Brittany. She's on here, and guys, she joined February 1st, and she's 500 from Going Emerald, which is insane. I'm trying to find you, Brittany, but you should be able to unmute yourself. I don't think she's on here anymore. She may have just popped out. Yeah, she is. I see her. I can't hear you. I think it's doing that thing again. Are you on the same browser that you were the first time? You can try to figure that out, and then once you try to fix it, you can get back on and talk. So the next thing, wait, are you talking? Oh, she left. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to share with y'all is the fact of, if people are talking about weight loss products, we always recommend the triple threat. And what the triple threat is 2 bags of keto coffee, chocolate greens, and the Thermophyte X. So with that being said, there's a script for it. I'm going to post it in the chat here. It's also in the team page. I posted, just search Triple Threat or Ask Your Upline because everybody should have this script. It's this, and then make sure when you're placing the orders, we've had leaders do this too. They forget to add 2 bags of coffee. So if you place the order, it's 2 bags of coffee because that's a full month supply. So I want you to keep in mind that anytime someone talks to you about weight loss, go with the Triple Threat, because number one, the more weight loss products you offer somebody, the more weight they're going to lose and be happier with it. And people are expecting to spend a lot of money on weight loss products, because if you think about it, guys, $147 for health and wellness products is extremely cheap, because tell me that you can go into GNC and buy expensive health and wellness products and not spend over $147. Like, our products are not expensive. And so if you act like they are when you message somebody, they're going to think so too. But if you're excited about the products and you're really excited to share them with people, then they're going to be more willing to buy them from you because you're super confident and excited about what you're sharing. I saw she got back on here. Nope, I can't hear you.
Are you serious?
Oh, wait, yeah, I can. Yay, it worked.
I'm for a second. Okay.
Okay, so I just want you to start by telling, this girl joined February 1st. Let me reiterate that, you guys. And she's 500 from Emerald because she literally has sold. So I want you to share, I know you probably wrote them down because I told you to, but I want you to share some of your best tips with all these newbies on here about how you have enrolled so much and got started so quickly.
Yeah, so when I first joined, I was honestly so nervous, but Cheyenne, like her, I don't know if you've watched her YouTube videos, but they're so like motivating. And so I watched all of her YouTube videos. I watched every single Facebook Live that she had, and it motivated me so much. Like, I want a brand new Tahoe just like she has, so I'm not going to stop until I get it. And I want that so bad. So that motivates me so much. And I think it's a really huge deal. Like, if you're really motivating to your downline, they're going to feed off of you. Like, I feed off of Cheyenne. I can tell you that right now. And I've had girls telling me that, I inspire them and they feed off of me. So if you're just doing the minimum every single day, and your team's going to see that, and that's exactly what your team's going to do also. So, and then I wrote a lot of things down, but I really just like she was saying, I just set goals for myself every single day. Like, I wake up, I immediately post on my story. I immediately I'll answer messages from that I got overnight. I try every single day to follow 100, 150 plus people a day and message 10 an hour. I don't message 10 every single hour because, not everyone has their time for that. But, people say they're busy, but, you can go to the bathroom. You can message 10 people while you're peeing or something. You can, you have time if you make time, and if you want it, then you'll make time to do it. So that's not an excuse. Don't get that in your mind, because it's not an excuse. If you want it, get it and make time for it. So that's all I have.
So how much would you say that, this girl has blown up my phone, and how much would you say that helped you?
It helps. Like, if I wouldn't have sent screenshots to her, I don't think I would be Ruby right now, because I don't know what to say. Like, I'm like, Cheyenne, I need help. What do I say back to this? Like, yes, I have all I have all the messages in my notes, but when you're brand new and someone messaged you and that, like, your first day, they're like, oh my God, I'm interested. You're like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, I have no idea what to do. I don't know what to say. Like, you start freaking out because you're one, excited that they're interested, but two, you're like, I don't want them to say no. Like, I need to say something good so they buy. And so screenshotting and sending to your upline is so important, because that's what they're there for. They're there to help you, and they're there to help you be successful. And doing that too, like, you learn what you need to say to those people and to those certain messages, and it works every single time.
Exactly. And have you had, like, discouraging moments, or have you kind of gotten slumps before, and, like, how did you get over them?
Yes, like, I get really discouraged. I'll message people, they'll ignore me. They're like, no, I don't have I messaged this girl 6 times. 6 times. She read my message every single time. I saw that she read my message,
And I was like, oh my God, like I sent her the steps. She was like, yeah, send me the steps. I'll go ahead and do it. And I've had, I'm not kidding, maybe 10 plus people that I send the steps to because they tell me that they're going to order and they just don't. And I'm like it really upsets me, but then I'm like, you know what, just move on to the next one. Like, there's other people out there, they're going to want to do it. I've had a girl quit my team and I was really discouraged by that, but then I thought about it and I don't need people on my team that aren't going to work. So, I mean, you gotta get over it and you just gotta keep pushing for the next one.
I love it. You're amazing. I'm just so excited, you guys, because it just shows if you work with your leader and you show up, like she works all the freaking time. Like half the time I text her, she's like, I'm at work or I'm doing this, and she's still doing it. And I want you to understand the importance of what you have your hands on and the fact that this is all on your own time. So if you've been overwhelmed or feel like you can't do this because you're too busy or whatever, that's just fear. That's just the devil telling you can't do something good. I promise you, you have time for this. I promise you, you can make time for it. In any moment in your time, in your life, you have time for this business because we all have done it. I worked my business as a full-time college student all the way up to Triple Diamond, and there's no reason that I couldn't have kept going. It just wasn't what my heart was on. So I want y'all to know that if you are going to a promotion this month, or maybe you have your heart really set on something in March, do it, you guys. Decide right now that you are promoting and you are going to do everything that you possibly can to do it. And I want y'all to think about this too, because I meant to mention this a while ago. Every distributor that you enroll, I've had a ton of people text me and say like, okay, like how do I make money? So on top of promoting and on top of the $1,000 review bonus and the $3,000 guarantee bonus and all the rank up bonuses that you can get for Diamond and above, every distributor that you enroll, that you help them get their shopping spree if they have their auto shipment set up and 2 customers, or if they don't have their auto shipment set up, getting them up to 150, which is basically earning their shopping spree, you get $100 bonus for every single distributor that you enroll. Hello, you guys. That's like literally printing money. Like you can just make money in all sorts of different directions by doing that. And by you doing that with your team, if you have people that join you that need money so badly, enroll a distributor, help them get their first customers, and you get a $100 bonus for every single person. Don't miss out on those. Like those are huge. So make a goal, you guys. Freaking say that you're going to promote and just do it. Make a daily goal list for yourself to hold yourself accountable. Watch some personal development and get super hype about what you're doing and get your mind right, because it's 90% mindset and 10% actual working this business. I want you to sit there and get your team their goals. Tomorrow morning, what are you going to do? Wake up and teach your team how to promote, show them their Ruby chart, show them where they're going. And if you don't know, your upline does. So find the people on your team that are ready to do this with you and teach them and coach them on where they're going so that you can all go together. And make sure that you're showing up on these Zooms so that your teams can show up too, and that you're working super closely with your upline because they're there to help you and they want to encourage you and they want to lead you, but you can't lead the blind, okay? You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink it. So all your leaders, they may be texting you and coaching you and loving you and teaching you this and that, but there's going to be people that do not drink the water. There's going to be people that do not have their mind where they need it to be. You're not the same. Like I would love to have a team full of people that work as hard as some of our leaders on this team, but not everyone is like that. And all you can do is show them where you're going and what they need to be doing. And in the process, you'll find some really incredible people, but you'll also find people that were just here temporarily, that God put this business in their life for whatever reason, and they don't want to do it anymore. And that's fine, because you're going to pray people in and you're going to pray people out. So I want you all right now to set that goal for yourself and decide what you're going to do to get there. And if it's losing sleep, if it's staying up late, if it's waking up early, if it's not making a single excuse for yourself, I cannot tell you how many times I went and sat on the bathroom counter at the resort I worked at. They probably thought I had IBS or I had a weird bladder issue because I was in the bathroom every 5 seconds because I had to work, because my dreams were bigger than me working every single day at a job that I hated and not being able to provide for myself the way that I knew I was going to need to be. So whatever it is, there is nothing stopping you from getting to where you're going, and I want you to understand that. So set a goal today, take all the tips that we gave you, upsell your customers, up your work ethic, because you cannot promote to a promotion that makes $2,000 a month or $1,200 a month or anything that's going to help you if you're not willing to work harder. So I love you guys. I will post this training because I know that it's really helpful for everyone that's promoting. I don't think there were any questions. If you have questions now, you can post them. I don't think anyone said anything, but I will go look. But now's the time to ask your questions about promoting. If you have any questions about anything, upselling, setting up customers, whatever. Okay, there aren't any questions in here. I don't think anyone has any questions. Oh, we got some. I will post it once it uploads to YouTube. It takes a different amount of time every time. Best advice on closing the deal. Keep it super, super short and simple. Super simple. Like every single time someone's like, yeah, that sounds great. I send in the price and they're like, yeah, that's great. I say, okay, let's get your order placed. Like, do you want me to place it or do you want to place it yourself? It's up to you. I just need some info. They say you, I ask for all the information they need, I place it. If they say them, I send in the steps. If they don't respond after I send them the steps, in 10 minutes, I'm like, hey girl, like, did that work for you? If they don't respond, I'm like, hey, like, I don't want you to lose your spot. Like, I'm just super simple and super, like, short to them and make sure that I'm on the point of where I'm going. So, you know, if it's someone that doesn't respond after I send them the price, I'm like, hey, like, if that's too much, we can come up with something that's cheaper that works better for you. Just keep it simple. Like, don't overthink it. Talk to them like a normal person and just keep it super short. And never word vomit on people. What do you do when they want to do it themselves? I just send them the steps, the checkout steps. And you can ask your leader for that as well. Marissa, tips for following people. Follow people that you relate to. So like I follow from boutiques and like bloggers because I'm more into like fashion and makeup and stuff like that. But if you like dogs, you can follow people that like dogs, or if you like horses, follow people like horses. Follow people with the same likes as you so that you're able to relate to them more. And I just go through like the people that like pictures recently that was posted or stuff like that because I want people that are like actually on Instagram doing stuff. Once you don't have the $20 codes anymore, how do you convince people to become a distributor? It's been $99 for the whole 2 years that I've been in this business. It's always been $99. We just have occasional promotions. So if you act like $99 is expensive to a potential, they're going to think it's expensive. If you're like, oh my gosh, it's only $99 to start a freaking business. Like, think about that, you guys. We can start a business for $99. You can't do that anywhere else. So if you act like it's a lot of money, people are going to think it's a lot of money. But $99 to start a successful business is nothing. Like you can sell clothes and a TV, or I've seen people sell a couch to join this business. So if people want it bad enough and need a change, they'll find the $99. I'm going to stop the recording.